Welcome back to the lab and part 2 of this Amiga 2000 rebuild. Been a while since I uploaded the first one, just because of work, and it took a while to get all the parts that I needed. But here for part 2, I'm going to focus them on these floppy drives in here. And if you remember from part 1, I alluded that my first drive was broken. Although not really broken, it just had a damage to it, and I'd purchased a second one in case I couldn't get this one fixed again. So this video kind of documents my repair that I had to make. Now, one of the things that's important to realize about this rebuild is this this computer I've had almost all my life. It was a gift to my father in the late 80s, new. His parents, my grandparents, bought it for him. And then over the course of the years, this became my childhood computer that I played games on and did other things with. And I remember very vividly when this happened. I was young, and what I did was I accidentally stuck a disc in here upside down. And what happened after that is the drive continued to read, but the eject mechanism, rather than now, which this is after the fact, the eject mechanism ejects it correctly. What it would do is it would get stuck about like this. That's as far out as the eject would go, and so I'd have to get in there with my fingers and take out the disc or use a pair of tweezers or something like that. Very obnoxious. So anyhow, they're both fixed now, and here they are mounted on the top plate, ready to go into the build. But they're stay tuned, and we're walk through fixing these. Alright, well, I've got this drive disassembled, and I am really glad I did, because it was dusty inside. It definitely needed blowing out. This is the old one, the non-working one. So, fairly easy unit to disassemble. I've got the new one right here. There's a screw on the back, which I've already removed here, and then 2 screws on either side. And you just have to take out these and take out the faceplate, and it should just slide right out. So, I can definitely see, I'm hoping I can see everything that I need, and what looks to be happening here is if I were to put in a disc, right, it gets loaded alright, but now if I mash the button to eject this, which I actually have to focus, please. See, it doesn't go anywhere. I'm thinking that there's maybe a spring missing or broken in there, or another piece that is going to eject it out more forcefully, but that's definitely seems to be suspect there. So we'll see. I'm going to open up this other one. Okay, comparing these two models, we can pretty easily see what's at fault here. So if you notice, when I push this disc in, this lever right here is sprung such that it comes back into place. Now when I do that here, see it either doesn't have enough spring or it's just the snapback doesn't happen. Now on this one it's white, on this one it's black, but it's a very similar kind of motion. See, it pushes it back out, in fact forcefully so, back to from this position to this position, whereas this one doesn't push back out. Now it might just be that the spring is not tight enough, because if I take and I take something here like my little screwdriver, ooh, this is hard, and I push, it does indeed snap back, but just not, I guess, with enough pressure to push the disc out. Now it could also be that something's getting stuck. Maybe maybe it does have enough pressure there, and instead there's something either broken or gommed up in the guide there that keeps it from doing so. So we can take a look at that too. But definitely progress here. Okay, so after a bit more disassembly, I was wrong about the this maybe being a spring that was messed up or something like that. No. If you look very closely here at this one, there's this little piece right here, and it may be hard to see in the shadow, but this is a little bevel that comes down, presumably to stabilize the disc so that it's not moving around. And that makes sense. Now, if I go look at my old one here, I've removed this piece, and you can see, focus. See if we can get it to focus on this. But even if not, you can see that this is extremely bent. And that being bent down like that puts pressure on the disc, such that it cannot eject it. But so I removed that, and now as we can see, whoops, so I have to latch onto something here. But as we can see, it shoots that some bitch straight out. So I guess I can curse on these videos. This is the internet. So that's good. That's good. And I also took the time to blow out all the crud in this disc, so I may actually decide to put 2 floppies in this machine. I'm going to get upgraded even more than I thought I ever would be. Now, I have my doubts as if I could ever find a replacement for this part. This seems like a highly specialized little doodad here. Well, there may be. So I think my best bet is I'm going to just try and bend it out to normal. This metal here is malleable enough that shouldn't be a big deal. And like I say, it doesn't seem to be crucial to the operation because this disk drive was still functional. Like I say, I'd imagine that this is just to stabilize it so that the disk doesn't move around all that much. And so long as it's exerting some kind of pressure to stabilize it, I think it'll be good. Obviously, when it was exerting way too much, obviously, like this, it weren't doing much good either. So, anyhow, we'll put this guy in here and we'll see. I'll bend this back out and we'll see how it goes.